evening, I'm Vivica Grayson. Many say it only takes one small event or action to have the power to change the entire trajectory of your life. And that's exactly what happened to one Hazard native. WIMT's Alyssa Williams sat down with 22-year-old jiu-jitsu grappler Jacob Couch to talk to him about a major moment in his career.
Here is the Hillbilly Hammer, Jacob Couch.
22-year-old Jacob Couch entered the WNO Flow Grappling Jiu-Jitsu Championship in Austin, Texas last weekend as an alternate. But when another competitor was injured, Couch had to take his place, going up against one of the best grapplers in the world.
I wasn't supposed to be in the bracket. I was like the third or fourth alternate. I wasn't even literally not supposed to be there, almost.
With all odds against him, Couch ended up defeating his opponent. Although Couch did not walk away with the championship win, he says he felt as though luck was on his side before that particular match.
I wouldn't get this chance if I'm not supposed to win this match. The chances don't stop. The chances haven't stopped this whole weekend.
But growing up in Hazard, Kentucky, Couch wasn't always so lucky. At 15 years old, Couch was being bullied online. And after some classmates saw what was happening, they invited Jacob to train at a local MMA gym.
Privately, they then messaged me on Facebook Messenger and extended an offer to come train for a week for free and try it out and see what I thought about it. Maybe learn how to take up for myself.
After that, Jacob was hooked. He now trains jiu-jitsu full-time in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
I see myself just traveling the world, teaching jiu-jitsu all over the world, training all over the world, competing all over the world. Just really living out my dream.
Showing everyone that anything is possible if you just believe. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WIMT, Mountain News.
After Couch was given a $1,000 submission bonus in the WNO championship, he offered to give the money to the injured opponent he replaced. He says he wanted to do that because his opponent deserved it, and he hopes that money can help him with his recovery. Canyon Rim zipline tours are back on the schedule at the Breaks Interstate Park for the first time since COVID shut down the attraction last year. The 5-platform treehouse-type zipline gives visitors a few different views of the Virginia-Kentucky area and includes an informational tour of the park. Lead guide, Park Ranger Tyler Hamilton, says the tour is always a unique experience as visitors fly above the Grand Canyon of the South and see new sights along the way.
As the leaves change, as the scenery changes, it's never the same ride. You get different species of animals that like to come and come out and show themselves.
The zip line will be open through the fall season and special rates are available for different groups. You can find those details on our website. The zip line is not only the thing that Breaks Areas is celebrating. This weekend marked the beginning of whitewater kayak season. The Bluegrass Wildwater Association rents out the Ratliff Hole area in Pike County, using it as a kayaker campground every October. WIMT's Buddy Forbes spoke to some of the faces involved as kayakers made a splash for the first weekend.
As the trees turn orange, the waters are raging white.
The first weekend is always the most exciting because everybody's just like really super excited to be around.
Whitewater kayak season started with a splash this weekend as visitors parked their paddles at Ratliff Hole.
It gives us a chance to experience one of the most amazing places, natural places that you can in the United States.
Elkhorn City's whitewater destination, which it shares with the Breaks Interstate Park, was full of floaters for the first week on the water.
We have seen, just in this first week an outcry of people from all over the United States.
Bringing a large variety of people to take part, hitting the Russell Fork River for its different levels of challenges.
A lot of different possibilities for all different experience levels of kayakers.
Kayakers from countless places, all with a few things in common.
You need to enjoy being in the natural world. You need to have a sense of adventure, and you really need to enjoy an adrenaline rush.
Battling against the water to find a little balance.
Success is really in not only the number of people that come, but in just the overall good environment and everybody's smiling and everybody's just having a great time.
And taking advantage of the hidden treasure.
It's definitely a gem for kayakers, it's a gem for the community, it's a gem for the Southeast.
To keep the adventures flowing. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WIMT Mountain News.
Kayakers are invited out every weekend this month as the water from Flanagan Dam is released, while the park prepares for the upcoming, quote, Lord of the Fork, unquote, whitewater race on October 23rd.
A soggy Sunday across the mountains. We had plenty of showers out there throughout your day, and right now we're looking at more showers out there. A couple showers here or there. Here's a look at our I-75 camera over in London. You can see some of those showers affecting the interstate there. Not raining all day long, but we did have a few hit or miss showers throughout the rest of your Sunday. Those temperatures right now in the middle to lower 60, 65 in Jackson and Prestonsburg, 64 over in Pikeville and also here in Hazard, and 63 down into Harlan. Up on Pinpoint Doppler, most of us are dry at this hour. Still a few showers there just to the east of Harlan, also just to the west of Monticello, and we're watching out for a few more showers out there throughout the rest of your overnight hours. Those temperatures tonight bottoming out into those low to middle 60s. We do stay under mostly cloudy skies, watching out for a few more stray showers out there, and rain chances continue into your next work week. I got that full forecast coming up a little bit later. Vivica.
Thank you, Cameron. A Central Kentucky organization has received a national honor. Greenhouse 17 was granted the Purple Ribbon Award for Program of the Year. The nonprofit helps survivors of intimate partner abuse through housing, legal advocacy, and other services. Shelby Lofton talked to the executive director about what this award means to the people inside the shelter.
This place probably saved my life. My wife has told me that they either were going to get into a 12-step program or she was going to be walking.
Jim Blackerby, now sober for over 3 decades, credits this safe harbor for people suffering from addiction.
Alcohol addiction, drug addiction, gambling addiction, sex addiction, whatever the problem may be.
The club holds about 30 meetings weekly and
we had technical difficulties with that last story that you saw. Federal employees will soon either have to roll up their sleeves to get a COVID-19 shot or roll up their sleeves and start looking for a new place to work. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management says agency and department officials can enforce the Biden White House's vaccine mandates next month. According to an OPM memo, disciplinary actions for unvaccinated federal workers begin on November 9th. Agencies are advised to first take steps like counseling and providing educational material. But if employees keep resisting to get a shot or provide a legitimate legal exception, they can be terminated. Big news from pharmaceutical giant Merck. The company says interim results from an antiviral pill being tested shows it significantly reduces the risk of hospitalization and death from COVID-19. Mandy Gaither has the latest.
A potential game changer. If authorized, molnupiravir could be the first oral antiviral pill to treat COVID-19.
This is a potential additional tool in our toolbox to protect people from the worst outcomes of COVID.
In experimental trials, pharmaceutical giant Merck tested the pill on at-risk, non-hospitalized adult patients with mild to moderate COVID-19. Of the 385 participants given the pill, 28 were hospitalized and none died, compared to 45 hospitalized and 8 deaths among those who received a placebo. The company says the interim analysis of that trial showed it reduced the risk of hospitalization or death from COVID-19 by half. Merck plans to apply to the FDA for emergency use authorization as soon as possible.
The FDA will look at the data and in their usual, very efficient and effective way, will examine the data as quickly as they possibly can.
Health experts stress the pill is not a vaccine and would not be a replacement for it.
Preventing infections is a much better thing to do than treating them after people have been sick.
Oral antivirals are already essential treatments for viral infections. One of the best known is Tamiflu, prescribed to help shorten the duration of influenza and reduce risk of hospitalization if given quickly. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Merck expects to produce 10 million doses by the end of this year, with more doses expected to be produced in 2022, the company said in a news release. Johnson & Johnson says its experimental vaccine against RSV is also effective in preventing pneumonia in older people. The company says it's 70% effective in preventing RSV symptoms, one of the most common cold season viruses, but even more so effective, 80%, with preventing pneumonia. The company says it will now test the vaccine in a large phase 3 trial involving 23,000 people. The vaccine has already been given breakthrough therapy designation by the Food and Drug Administration, which should help speed its development.